My video today is about reverse bay parking. Here's 3 things that you need to do to make reverse bay parking simple. The first one is to position your car in a position that makes reversing into the bay easy. The second one is to be able to adjust the position of your car by using your side mirrors to judge how close you are to the bay lines. And finally, to be able to straighten your wheel at the right time so that you finish parallel. If you can do these 3 things well, then reverse bay parking should be simple. So in this video, I'm going to show you the techniques that I use when I'm reverse bay parking. Hello everybody and welcome. In this video I will share with you some reverse bay parking tips, beginning with reversing from a 90-degree angle into a bay. Begin by positioning the back of your car the width of a bay past your intended parking bay. As my intended bay is on my left side, I will steer full lock to the left. From here on, I will use my side mirrors to make adjustments if needed. When the car and bay lines are parallel, I will straighten my steering wheel, reverse back in straight until the front of the car is in the bay, then stop. When reversing from a 90-degree angle into a bay, the discovery of reference points will make parking a lot easier. I intend to reverse into the bay in the passenger window. I need to position the back of my car the width of a bay past my intended bay. And for me, that is when the third line from my intended bay is in the passenger window. Another reference point that I frequently use is when my intended bay is in the corner of the rear passenger window. Either of these reference points work well for me. From this position, I will turn the steering wheel full lock to the left. I will use the left door mirror to inform me of my position from the left bay line. And of course the right door mirror to inform me of my position from the right bay line. When my car is parallel to the bay lines, I will straighten my steering wheel. In my car, this is approximately 1 1/3 full turns. To see how far back to reverse, I will use the reverse camera. Although I do have a nifty reference point to use to tell me when the front of my car is just inside the bay, which is when the end of the bay line of the next bay along is almost touching my mirror. This time I'm going to be reversing into my intended bay from an angle. I'll begin by turning to an appropriate angle while driving forwards. I will use my side mirror to judge my angle and decide when to stop. A suitable angle can be achieved when the side of your car is in line with the intended bay. An unsuitable angle would be when the side of your car crosses through the bay line into your intended bay. The amount that I need to turn my steering wheel is much less from this angle, as little as half a turn. By keeping the car moving at a very slow speed, it will help me with my timing to straighten my steering wheel. All that's left to do is to bring the front of the car into the bay. Here is what it looks like reversing in from an angle from inside the car. When my intended bay is in the passenger window, I'm going to turn my car to an angle while driving forwards. I'm keeping an eye on the left side mirror so I can decide when to stop once I have a suitable angle to the intended bay. This time I have turned my car to a lesser angle and will need to steer full lock to the left. I'm using my side mirrors to judge my position from the bay lines. If you are struggling to see the bay lines in your mirrors like I am here, it's worth sitting up as high as you can in your seat to get a better view. Looking out the front window, now is the time to straighten my steering wheel, reverse back in a straight line and bring the front of my car into the bay. This time I am reversing into a bay on the right side from a 90-degree angle. My intended bay is in my driver's window. I'm going to drive 3 lines past my intended bay and stop when the third line has just gone past the middle of my window. When turning from this position, I will always start with a full lock to the right, and using my right door mirror to judge my position from the bay line on the right, and left door mirror to judge my position from bay line on the left. I've not needed to make any adjustments to the steering, and I now need to straighten the steering wheel and bring the front of the car into the bay. As I have reverse camera available, I will use it to go back. If not, then I will line up a reference point under my right door mirror. This time reversing into a bay on the driver's side from an angle. My intended bay is in my window. Now I will turn the car to an angle driving forwards and using the right door mirror to stop at a suitable angle to the intended bay. Remember, a suitable angle is one where the side of your car does not cross through the bay line that you will park next to. From this angle, I've decided to use a full lock to begin with, and if that is too much, I will take some of the turn away. I'm going very slow so I can assess my position from the bay lines. It looks as though I am going to finish a little bit too close to the bay line in my right door mirror. I've decided to straighten my wheels and reverse at a slight angle to the left, and finally to steer to the right so that I can straighten up and finish parallel. For this clip, I am going to reverse into a bay on my left between 2 cars. There isn't much space for me to turn to an angle going forwards. To overcome this, I am going to turn to an angle when my intended bay is just in the rear passenger window. And due to the limited space, I will turn to a lesser angle. With such a small angle, the side of my car does not line up with the space, but right on the front corner of the intended bay. I will definitely need to use full lock to the left to get into this bay. My gut feeling is that I'm going to get too close to the parked car, so I'm going to take some turn away from the steering wheel. I am now getting further from the parked car on my left, but I have made an error and I am getting too close to the parked car on my right. My only option now is to pull forwards to create some space. I'm moving forwards and steering right to create the room I need to reverse next to the car in my right door mirror. Adding or taking away turn from the steering wheel or moving forwards to create room are your 2 options when you are adjusting. If you are on the driving test, moving forwards is allowed to adjust your position so that you can reverse back again into the bay. Here we go. I'm going to be reversing into a bay on my right side between parked cars and reversing in from an angle. My intended bay is in my window, and I am going to turn forwards to the left until I have a suitable angle. Again, I have very limited space to turn going forwards. As you can see, the side of my car is in line with the front corner of my intended bay. I will begin by steering full lock to the right. I will be assessing my position from the parked car in my right door mirror. It feels as though I am getting too close to the parked car in my right door mirror, so I'm going to take some turn away from the steering wheel, as in steering left. But now it feels as though I'm getting too close to the parked car in my left door mirror. I have, though, made enough space from the parked car in my right door mirror. So I'm going to steer back to full lock to the right. It looks like now my car will be equal distance between the bay lines, so I am going to straighten my steering wheel when I am parallel and then reverse the front of my car back into the space. And that's the end of my video today. I hope that what you've seen on this video could be helpful to you and your parking. Please subscribe, like and comment, and stay tuned for future content.